Hey Cam. Uh, Starting on a bit more negative note, but the block punt, I guess it was more tip than anything. What happened on that play? It looked like it was coming off of Ty's block on the right side.
Yeah, it's just a fundamental technique thing that we got to clean up. Got to strike right there and just finish our blocks. That way you can finish in the whole operation time and getting the ball off. We'll be able to finish there and obviously have better punt in that situation. That way it won't be tipped. But it's just a fundamental technique thing that we got to clean up and take care of here going next week for sure.
And it looked like Kyle came in on the next punt on that right wing spot. Is that common to just sort of have to like change guys at positions mid game when you see a breakdown like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you got to have the second guy. That's why I rep so many guys at practice. We always talk to you guys. Are always like, if somebody goes down, where do you have to put someone else in? So you just go, whether it's those situations or it's just maybe a guy's tired in the game. You always have that next guy ready to go. And Doug obviously stepped up right there for us, and helped finish out the game for us. Did a really good job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Ask if anyone else has a question to please raise their hand. And we'll go with Mike Reese.
Just getting my camera on here, Cam. There we go. Can you see me okay?
I got you. Go
All
ahead.
right. All right. So, Cam, what's your general feeling right now in terms of getting the units to play at the level you want? Like how close do you feel like you are to having that happen?
I think that they're making strides. To be honest with you, Mike, I think they are seeing that there's plays to be made. We're one block here, one play here. I mean, we're not getting on a ball that's on the ground. There's plays that are coming up that we have to capitalize on, and when we can capitalize on those, then everybody's going to be on the like, hey, look, wow, we've really taken a lot of steps forward. The guys, the competitiveness, the effort out there, they're really doing a really good job of competing, and they're showing up every week ready to go, learning the game plans, which allows us to be so multiple is, those guys really invest the time and they're taking really big ownership of that. So, there's several times we can just show clips like, look, it takes 11 of us all doing it right to make a great play in the kicking game. One breakdown, one guy in the kicking game, that's what leads to, an average play rather than a great play. So, they're starting to try to take the steps forward. Continuing on that path. I think, again, we got to continue to improve as always, because obviously, we want to just be at the top of our game every time we go out there. And you do it as a game by game basis. Like I've told you, I don't look at like the season until the season's over, as far as, we do in the bye week. But it's just all right, now we got the next team, the next opponent, we got to win that game. We've got to be better than that other team in the kicking game. And that's how we go about judging it. So they've done a great job. Obviously there's some definitely things we've got to improve on. But they're taking a lot of pride and ownership on it. And there's, like I said, there's several plays where like you're one guy away from making a game changing play.
And Cam, are you noticing teams spending paying more attention to Brendan, or has that sort of been pretty consistent throughout? I know the amount of resources they devote to him or Matthew.
Yeah, no. Slate commands a lot of attention, always has. Obviously rightfully so. And then, Schooler, I've told him, he's starting to get the respect out there on the field from other teams, which is, it's an accomplishment for him. Anytime you're getting double teamed, whether it's on kickoff or as a gunner, it means, you have a respect factor from the opposing coaches. So, teams are starting to account for him a little bit more. He's not a rookie anymore. He's obviously made enough plays last year, this year that people are acknowledging him. So, we just got to continue to find ways to get him to the football. He does a great job for us. He prepares every week. So, he's doing a really good job for us among, Chris and Cody and other guys as well. But, definitely teams are noticing, him out there on the field for sure.
And one other quick fundamental question, I guess. Like when I see like the block, like you mentioned, fundamental on that, if I heard you right. What could Bryce have done different? Like, was it the angle in which he punted the ball? Like, what? I guess that's interesting to me. I wouldn't think there was something he could do in that situation. So I'm wondering if there's any insight you could share on his role in that, if at all.
Yeah, when you go back, it's just the operation time, walking a good line, which he does, on that punt specifically, But anytime, like, you walk wide or you're not walking, towards where you're punting the ball, it brings that backside into play. So we just got to continue to walk good lines as the punters, and then in the protection we got to strike and finish our blocks. And as it comes, look, we got gunners on the outside; they can release on the snap. And we got to protect first, then cover. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you.
And next question, Ian Steele.
Hey Cam, on the false start that was called on the Steelers last night, what was the explanation that you heard in terms of looked like Jelani might have jumped and then the snapper as well moving? What did you hear after all the chaos was ensuing?
Yeah, just the snapper moving the ball, sliding the ball, and then there's the hand influx of also moving the ball back and moving the hand at the same time. So they've been really harping on that hard, and we've been on some of the sides of where we've gotten the other team to jump, or we've been on the same side where they've called Cardona in the past for it. So that's what they kind of told us there. They saw the snapper move the ball, move his hand, and that's what made Jelani obviously jump off sides right there. Anytime you're sliding the ball a little bit or anything, that's what, you're key in the football. So if it moves, you move. So that's kind of what led to, Lonnie jumping off sides right there. And, obviously we were favorable to get the call to go our way there.
So it was the movement of the ball. On the broadcast, they were explaining the snapper's head coming up a little bit, but it was the ball.
Yeah, so like when you head bob, that's a natural movement for any snapper to look around. That's natural. That's part of their normal mannerisms, which is completely legal. It's the influence of the ball or the hand shifting on the football, which is actually what's getting called. Unless their head just like is abrupt really fast, no different than a quarterback inflection at the snap. That could be called as well. The head, but also moving the football is the main reason.